to language mission. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறது வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா TRB 2003 to 2004 கொஸ்டின் தான் பார்க்குறோம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின், who is the author of the way of the world? Congreve. Thought the paraclete. Aurobindo uses organic metaphor. Sir Epicure Momoni appears in Alchemist. Mugdhatara means a free life. The Harry app uses the techniques of expressionism. The man considered as a foil to Mr. Knightley in Emma is Frank Churchill. Lady deserted on the bridal morning in Dickens' Great Expectation is Miss Havisham. Kiskarna is the author of Tughlaq. Which among the following inspired Emerson to write the poem Brahma? Kathopanis. Author of Ars Poetica is Horace. Darin Sahib is observed with Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Silps are the spirit of air. Negative capability was coined by Keats. The hero of Bunyan's The Pilgrim's Progress is Christian. Which of the following terms is not nautical? Landscape. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. This line occurs in Ode on Gratian. An example of onomatopoeia is jizzle. The character Falstaff appears in the play Henry IV. Dominant character in the novel Cooley is Munu. Ways of God are inscrutable. This theme runs through the novel The Power and the Glory. George Eliot was the pen name adopted by Mary Ann Evans. Touchstone method was applied by T.S. Eliot. John Keats wrote love letters to Fanny Browning. Who made the famous remark, Shakespeare has no heroes but only heroines? Ruskin. Distinctive sound unit is called phoneme. Good fences make good neighbors. Who wrote this line? Robert Frost. Which of the following is Shakespeare's farewell play, The Tempest? The bird song which awakened the boy to the meaning of love is in Out of the Cradle, Endlessly Rocking. Who among the following was not connected with scientific studies? MacDonald. Title of the novel Things Fall Apart is derived from a poem by W.B. Yeats. Shakespeare did not write one of the following plays. Identify it. Caesar and Cleopatra. Which of the following poems ends with a moving address to the poet's sister Dorothy? Tyndon Abbey's lines. Which of the following words is not of native origin? Atom. Who among the following is a metaphysical poet? Marvel. Who among the following was found to be a professor of some religion? Flatterer. Rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. These words were spoken by which Shakespearean character? Prospero. The poem Andrea del Sarto is an example of dramatic monologue. Wife of Bath is a character in the prologue to the Canterbury Tales. Who is the father of English novel Bunyan? Geetanjali is a prose poem. The jewel of the Lion and the Jewel is Siddhi. Shelley's Defense of Poetry was written in reply to the Peacock's essays. The Book of Job deals with human suffering. Among the following words which is not a compound of adverb and verb? White vase. Who is the narrator of Kandapura? Achaka. The telescoping of images, a phrase used by T.S. Eliot, refers to the poetry of John Donne. The translator of the first English Bible was Tyndale. The tragic protagonist in The Harry App is Yonk. She Stoops to Conquer is described as a realistic comedy of manners. What does a dancing song etymologically mean? Lyric. In which one of the following plays does the supernatural intensify human action? Macbeth. The author of poem In Memory of W.B. Yeats is W.H. Auden. The principle in Dejection and Ode is Transcendentalism. Who is the author of Dream Children? Charles Lamb. Ptolemy is a marriage hymn. Adonais is a pastoral elegy mourning the death of Keats. Stream of consciousness is appropriate to one of the following. Name it. To the lighthouse. The scholar in the right state according to Emerson is a man thinking. Santiago in Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea stands for man's adventure spirit. Coleridge calls secondary imagination as fancy. A Daniel has come to a judgment is a line from Shakespeare. The printing press was invented by William Caxton. Who wrote the play The Alchemist? Ben Jonson. Dry light is ever the best. These lines occur in Our Friendship. The narrator of Wuthering Heights is Lockwood. Tick is a novel about encounter between Captain Ahab and a fierce whale. Honor is the standard by which the characters continuously judge each other. This statement is applicable to Julius Caesar. The sonnet is a short poem with 14 lines. The car that Blanche Dubois takes to travel is named Desire. Fairy Queen is a allegory. Was this the face that launched a thousand ships? Here the face refers to the face of Helen of Troy. Canonization is a love poem. Willing suspension of disbelief is a phrase coined by Coleridge. Which of the following words is not of Latin origin? Dry. Who wrote the following line? If winter comes, can spring be far behind? Shelley. The periodic table shows all the noun elements. ICHR refers to Indian Council of Historical Research. Arteries are blood vessels which transport blood from the heart to the tissues. Headquarters of the Indian Space Research Organization is located at Bangalore. Genetics is the study of transmission of characteristics from parents to offspring. The boundary line demarcating India and Pakistan is known as Radcliffe Line. The book India Wins Freedom was written by Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Decibel is a unit that measures intensity of sound. The Supreme Commander of the Defence Forces of India is the President. Sundarban Tiger Sanctuary is situated in the state of West Bengal. The committee which recommended to the government providing pre-primary education in India was Sargent Report. The Mother Teresa Women's University was started in Tamil Nadu in the year 1984. The main objective of DPEP is to promote primary education. In Tamil Nadu, the most recently established university is Valluvar. Self-activity, creativeness and social participation are the characteristics of kindergarten education. A teaching approach that permits a child to prepare at his own pace under the guidance of a teacher is called program learning. The concept of floating university was introduced in USA. The concept of school complex was put forward by Kothari Commission. Span of attention can be measured by the instrument called stethoscope. The number of approaches in functional literacy program is 3. Rousseau was a naturalist. The book Democracy and Education was written by John Dewey. A.S. Neil's Summerhill School was established as a school for gifted children. Deschooling the society is a philosophical idea mooted by Ivan Illich. The activity-oriented approach to learning and instruction is called project method. National policy on education was recommended in the year 1986. Non-formal education is known as adult education. Gandhian system of education refers to basic education. The group which recommended socially useful productive work to be introduced in the school curriculum as a compulsory subject was Kothari Commission. The Ashram school was introduced by Aurobindo. The main objective of Navodaya school is to educate gifted children. The term intelligence was first introduced by Binet. Operation Blackboard is a scheme to improve primary schools. The main objective of Indian education is equality. The non-test technique is meant for interview. English does not have dash gender, grammatical gender. The dying eagle is compared with an aeroplane. Monophthongs are otherwise called pure vowels. The poem Australia was written by A.D. Hope. The word stream has the syllable structure CCVCC. The major symbol in fire at the modern hut is water. Old Soinga is a Nigerian. Jobs fronts are Sofer Elipas Bildad. The ancestor of modern literary English is the East Midland dialect. Introduction is the poetic autobiography of one of the following writers. Identify the writer. Nisimiscal. One of the themes in Middlemarch is frustration of lofty aspiration. For solitude sometimes is best society. These words were spoken by Adam. Astropal and Stella was written by Sydney. To fashion, a gentleman or noble person in virtuous and gentle discipline was the poet's invention when he wrote The Fairy Queen. Musaeus was a legendary Greek poet. The organization which has played a great role in the field of education and technology is UNESCO. Instrumental condition in learning was put forth by Skinner. Creativity among children can be encouraged by divergent thinking. Enrichment programs are introduced for gifted children. One of the projective techniques is taught. A passage to India is panegyric. Noam Chomsky is associated with transformative generative grammar. Norman conquest occurred in the year 1066 BC. The preface to lyrical ballads was written by Wordsworth. The future of poetry is immense. This line is from The Study of Poetry. Crystal Hospital 530 years ago is about a school. Among the following, who is not a romantic poet? Pope. Willy Loman appears in the play Death of a Salesman. Because I Could Not Stop for Death was written by Emily Dickinson. The Sabian alphabet consists of 48 letters. What is the real name of Willia? Charles Lamb. Who wrote the poem Affliction? Herbert. Which of the following words may not refer to a thing other than the material? Iron. Who is the father of modern drama? Henrik Ibsen. Who is the author of Cry the Blood Country? Alan Paton. The character of Shakespeare that sleepwalks is Lady Macbeth. One of the following words is not formed from a noun. Identify it. Rubbish. The author of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is Edward Albee. The poem Byzantium was written by Browning. The Sanskrit word Daimam quoted in the wasteland means sympathies. Thank you, students.